Hi everyone, and I hope you're well. Okay, so today I want to talk about what is it that the government does not or refuses to talk about. I'm going to tell you today. Okay, so the first one is illegal immigration. They barely want to talk about that, right? They barely want to talk about illegal immigration, whether they've even talked about it at all. So we know that they ain't telling us the truth, okay, about illegal immigration. Okay, so what we do know is that, well, the one thing that people are concerned about is that are they going to be put into residential areas or even HMOs? We don't even know that because they don't even explain where would these illegals are going to go once they come out of the hotels. Where are they going? Are they going into residential areas? Are they going to HMOs? Where are these people going? I mean, they don't tell us if they're going back, what's going on with any of it, because I mean, people are very concerned at this moment, right? What's happening with them? Where are they going? We want to know, why can't they talk about it? Why don't they explain to us exactly what's going to be happening with these people? Why are they keeping it quiet? I mean, we know out here, we know exactly what's going on with the legal immigration. People are absolutely at boiling point right now. They're absolutely mad and they've had enough. So we want some answers, and answers that we're not getting, okay? Second of all, money that goes out of the country. Foreign aid is costing us billions, okay? And Steimer took away the pension fuel allowance. Instead of cutting back on foreign aid, instead, he took away the fuel winter allowance instead of cutting back on foreign aid. Now, it makes you wonder, like, foreign aid is costing us billions, but instead he took away the winter fuel allowance for the pensioners. You'd think that he would cut back on foreign aid, right? Because that's what's costing the country billions of pounds. And he talks about this black hole that he has, and this black hole just seems to be mounting and mounting and mounting, and nothing's getting done about it. So what I want to know is, this black hole then goes up, it's just mounting up. Then in the end, what they'll do is put our taxes up. The hard working man, taxes will go up, and we are the ones who will have to pay for their black hole that they are causing. And this is what really is making my blood boil, because at the end of the day, if they cut back on foreign aid, one, for sending money out the country, and no illegal immigrations and asylum seekers, we would not have this problem. Right, they keep saying they're going to put money into the NHS, which they don't, and the NHS is constantly struggling, right, with not being funded enough money. Right, they don't talk about people on housing waiting lists. That's another problem which they won't talk about, right? We have a housing crisis, and they do not talk about the people on the housing waiting list. The other one they don't talk about is the NHS waiting list. So while people are waiting for appointments, okay, that appointments that then gets cancelled, then it gets rescheduled again for another appointment. It then, people having to wait months for the next appointment, okay, because that first appointment got cancelled. So then people are waiting for another, and could be waiting for months for another appointment. Now, they don't want to talk about any of these real life stuff that's going on. They just want to be in Parliament, and they just rabbit on a load of rubbish that people are not even interested in half the time, and they all sit there and just laugh and joke at, the nonsense that's literally coming out of their mouths, you know and they won't talk about the important stuff that people want answers to, right? So you can understand why people get so annoyed with them, because the real things that's going on our streets, or with the NHS or whatever, you know, with the illegal immigration and, you know, all the problems that this is causing, and then, you know, money that's mounting up that they're causing, you know, that won't get talked about. And then the people are the ones who have to repay all that money back that they want to spend, you know, and it's really, you know, it's just not on. It's just not on. It's just crazy, and it's not on, and we shouldn't have to pay for it. Our taxpayers, our taxpayers' money should not go on paying and rising because of their expense and because they don't want to cut back. We should not be doing that. You know, people are paying enough and people are struggling, and they have their bills and their food and everything else on top of it all. You know, people shouldn't have to have other expenses as well on top of it all, you know. And our taxpayers' money should not be going up, you know. And it really annoys me. Anyway, that's all I really have to say today on the matter. Tell me what you think if you wish, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.